Yeah, I'm back. And so yeah, so to continue where I left off when I was saying, and so that's the basics of the private schools, these elite private schools. That's their curriculum of what they teach them, and they might teach them the basics of math, and I'm sure, and science and social studies and shit like that too. But you see, the other shit that they do teach them outside of the regular curriculum, that we got, like, and this whole school system was based off a school system that came from Germany that got ties with some of the German Nazis and how they was controlling their population. This was the ideal of the system, this school system blueprint of what U.S. adopted from them. This was a blueprint to kind of keep, to train the population at a young age, from a young age, to be controlled and and to be basically zombies, man. You know, and so I got some more that I wrote down somewhere, but let me get to this. I want to say a couple of quotes that I had, and then I get back into, hop back into the ego part and dive back into the image, because I know I kind of went out into a lot of different shit. But I wanted to bring up the school stuff because I think that's important for anybody who listens to this, because you start thinking, like, damn, what the fuck, inspired me back there, or what was I influenced by? Because I know I was influenced by the gang niggas on the corner, selling dope, making money, the OGs, I was influenced by, the rap music I started listening to, I was influenced by, growing up not having enough in the house, to eat, so I always was out stealing shit to try to make some type of money to buy food or going to steal food and shit. And so it was a lot of different things like that that influenced me. So I just wanted to bring up the school shit because it'll give you a better understanding of why you are who you are today and why you think like you do and why you make the decisions you make today, because it stems from somewhere. We don't just all of a sudden become this person. Our history or our past and the things that we experienced creates who we are today. And so it kind of builds our character and kind of molds the train of thought that we have, or how we process our reality. And so these are some quotes about the public school though. Schools are intended to produce formulaic human beings whose behavior can be predicted and controlled. That was by John Taylor Gatto. Here go another quote. Given the external power structure of the society in which they function, the institutional role of the schools, for the most part, is just to train people for obedience and conformity, and to make them controllable and indoctrinated. And that was from Noam Chomsky, and it's called Understanding Power. Here's another quote. For what shocks is that we should so eagerly have adopted one of the very worst aspects of Prussian culture, an educational system deliberately designed to produce mediocre intellects to hamstring the inner life, to deny students appreciable leadership skills, and to ensure docile and incomplete citizens, all in order to render the populace manageable. And that was by John Taylor Gatto. That was called Weapons of Mass Instruction. Here go another quote. By the time a student graduates, he or she has been bred to be passive and directed by others to take seriously the rewards and punishments of authority. Resist much, obey little, once unquestioning obedience, once fully enslaved, no nation, state, or city of this earth ever after resumes its liberty. And that was Walt Whitman, Leaves of Grass. And so they call it this blind obedience. I mean, the system as we know it, and I'm talking about the educational system, is basically training grounds for what I just explained, what the guy said. They just basically training some docile, not intellectual, obedient, enslaved people as a nation. And we can get more into that after I finish talking about this thing called ego and image, and addiction we have to it, because I believe this is a big issue, and what we're going through now, this has a big impact on how everybody is today. And so that's why this thing called image, topic I want to talk about called image and our addiction to it is so important, because it ties to our ego, and ego is like one of the biggest things, biggest obstacles that we have to overcome, and it's all personal, and so nobody else really can help you with that. You have to overcome that on your own. And so as we grow older and get to go into high school and start to graduate from high school and go into the workforce, and to start going off to colleges and experiencing those other upper parts of society and different parts of society, we learn more things, and we start to develop more habits. We start to take on more traits and start to have different ideologies and different opinions on different things. And so also we do get a better understanding of our world and our surroundings, but as we do get a better understanding of our exterior world and what's around us, we start to lose understanding of ourself and who we are. And so we start to spend more time focusing on our outer reality and what we do on a daily basis, and less focus on finding out who we are and what we need as a person to function at a high level and to be the best person we can be, right? And so it's a big issue, and so that's why I'm talking about it. And I think, like I said, it could branch out to a lot of more different conversations, and it's gonna get controversial, and so, you might not like a lot of things that I'm gonna speak on, and that's cool. But I'm just speaking what I'm learning. I'm speaking on the truths that I believe is true, and I'ma say it. And like I said, I advise y'all to do your own research on anything you hear me say, and take into consideration that some of it might not be the whole actual hard or facts of it, or I might have something mixed up a little bit or something. So, do your own research and find out for the information yourself. I'm just giving the topics out and the ideal of it so you can start to think about shit like this. Because what we going now, man, people's whole world about to be turned upside down, and the belief systems is about to be dismantled. They're going to be dismantled. The belief system is about to be dismantled. So, yeah, more about the schools, man. It's just so. Oh, this is what it was. Physical education, grammar. Okay, so yeah, I had physical education, grammar, science, history, math, music, art, social studies, reading, writing, the alphabet and literature, and that's, the basics of it. And so another point I wanted to get to, though, and I'm gonna come back because I'm gonna talk about college and I'll get into this. But like I said, think about that, from middle school to high school, the influences and what did you go through? Because, like I said, I went through a lot of shit my school years, from junior high to high school, and even didn't get to finish my high school because, went to, jail, like I said, and, sat in there fighting a murder case that I didn't do, you know what I'm saying, and some drug charges. And so, when I got out, by the time I got out, I was 18, it was pretty much too late. They was trying to put me way back too far. I didn't really want to do that, so I didn't even do shit. I just said fuck school for a minute. I said fuck school basically, and the only reason why I got my GED, because I was in trouble with them people. I got that when I was locked up in Boonville Penitentiary. So yeah, man, just a little bit of my story, man, and just trying to share some of my story to kind of give somebody an idea of what I'm talking about, and figure out, how to rebuild this image, who you are, like the image I got right now. Like, I like to wear my hats like this, I like red, I like, I know the reasons why those things for me, you know what I'm saying? And I found out more every day as I dive deep and go back in my history and just, do my research on myself. You gotta take a moral inventory, man. You really gotta take a moral inventory and really be truthful and honest with yourself and ask yourself these questions, because you're the only person who's gonna get the truth out of you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else asking the questions, they might not get your truth, the real truth. And that's the thing about it. It's about us starting to be our authentic self, who we really are, because you ain't gonna be able to find your other person by you constantly portraying to be somebody else. You gotta be your authentic self first in order to find that person that you think or choose to be your person. You gotta be authentic, man. So I believe that's got a lot to do That's a big reason why a lot of people suffer in the relationship department. You know, because you know you can't go into something being inauthentic or not being authentic and expecting something real to come out of it. You know what I'm saying? You got to go on the thing wholeheartedly and be real with yourself in order to be real with the other person. So, you know, it starts with us, man. We got to be real with ourselves first. And, you know, then everything else kind of follow suit, man. Fall in place. It's your boy Bang, man. I'll be back with another one. I know I did about 4 this time. And so next time I come, I'll be talking about, you know, graduating from the 12th grade and how we start venturing off to different shit and how that even more builds on the ego and our personality and how that begins to form. And sometimes, you know, for a lot of people get out of control and turn into something else from, you know, being aware of self